like if there are beliefs and there's independent truth makers about beliefs, that could be true. Um, that could be true about some beliefs. So you could accept premise one and then reject the conclusion. Or yeah, I mean, if the conclusion is just like just talking about some subset, there wouldn't be an issue there. But the conclusion is that like all members of the set have to have this property. Well, that's like a just false inference.
Yeah, just to respond to that, I have one question. I want to say something on that. Um, I mean, when it comes to those what you would call stance dependent, like some like beliefs that reach like a stance dependent conclusion, I don't think like that stance dependent conclusion is gonna exist. Like I feel
I
like
know
for
that's
every
the
single
issue
belief
with
you're
your
gonna
that's
have,
the issue with your argument. That's the issue.
yeah,
The issue with your argument is that because
yeah.
of this logic, you completely reject the fact of subjective beliefs, and so when making a distinction between subjective and objective, you're just going to consider them all objective, and so it becomes kind of meaningless.
Oh no, I believe that beliefs are subjective. I just believe that there's gonna be like some sense independent fact that could either be external or doesn't necessarily have to be external to the mind. But like I feel like
Well,
it's gonna exist in a sense if you give some form of qualification, even for like subjective beliefs. If you say dogs are better than cats, if it doesn't have like if that belief doesn't have some form of ultimate meaning, I don't feel like you're reaching anybody with anything with the belief, right? So
okay,
when you say
wonderful.
dogs are better
Are
than
you
cats,
free?
you're
Okay,
not
wonderful.
reaching anything.
But just to be clear, you understand how like truth conditions work, right?
Uh, I'm not familiar with terminology. What do you mean?
The truth conditions, like the things that make something true.
Oh, like truth makers, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, truth maker. You understand that truth maker, like, you could have objective, like that's completely fine. You can have some objective truth makers, and you could also have some mind dependent truth makers, some stance dependent truth makers.
Yeah, but stance
And you're
dependent
and
truth
you're
makers
what
do not
you
exist. That's the
and
whole
like
point.
yeah, I mean one that's just like an insane part of the argument. But then two, I don't even think that like your argument is not even like logically valid. Like one, we already have this insane reductio where you just reject the idea of a subjective belief, and then two, you just yeah, two, like your argument doesn't even necessarily follow
No, I mean,
because you misunderstand how sets work.
yeah, but where I make a distinction is beliefs that are justified by intuition and beliefs that are not justified by intuition. That's like where I make a distinction between like subjective and objective belief. The only belief that is not gonna be like sorry, the only belief that is not gonna reach some form of sense independent conclusion is gonna be the belief that is justified by some form of intuition. Only those
Hold on,
type of
just to be
beliefs.
clear.
That's like where I would make a distinction, right?
Holy shit. Okay, just to be clear, you agree that there are some beliefs out there that are made true by some stance dependency, right?
Wait, can you repeat that? My mic cut off. Sorry.
What your mic? Never mind. But you agree that there are some beliefs out there that are made true by some mind dependent truth condition, right?
As I said, I gave like a distinction. Yeah, like yeah.
Okay, good. So, I mean, yeah. So from that, as long as we understand that some sets in the domain of beliefs, like you have an epistemic domain, and then some set in that epistemic domain, it's true that it's not necessarily that those beliefs don't necessarily have like objective or stance dependent truth conditions. And so that's the issue with the part of your argument where you take the fact that premise one, if there are beliefs, then there are stance independent truth makers about beliefs. That's not a universal quantifier, unless I'm wrong. But I mean, that could be fine. I don't. I mean, I reject it. Where like just the totality of beliefs are mind dependent, or have mind dependent truth conditions. And so that alone, that possibility alone, is enough to negate premise one. But if I was being generous and granted premise one, um, even that doesn't get me to the conclusion that all members of the set, or particularly the moral domain of your epistemic beliefs, have stance independent truth conditions. Because that's just saying, well, because there are some members of the set that have this property of stance independent truth makers, that means this other set has it too. But well, what if the moral domain just isn't part of the set?
Okay, so you said something that I want to get a touch on. So um, as I said, made a clear distinction where you can say that there's going to be some form of stance dependent conclusion as there is stance independent conclusion when we're referring to like I made the distinction in beliefs like if a belief is justified by intuition, then I feel like it's gonna reach a sense dependent conclusion. But I don't think that moral beliefs will reach a sense-dependent conclusion because, in the sense that they're not necessarily going to be justified by intuition, right? And that's the whole point between
Hmm.
that I make a correlation between epistemic facts and moral facts, like in a CIG argument, because um I feel like that based on like evidence and like based deliberations, I feel like you can get to a stance independent conclusion for moral belief and epistemic belief. That's why there's something called epistemic moral facts and normative realism and the normative epistemic facts. Because they share the same like norms, they share the same fundamental properties, and they share the same form of justification and deliberation. So that's why I don't draw a distinction when it comes to moral and epistemic facts. I would draw a distinction if you made like a moral belief like killing is wrong based on my intuition. There will be a stance dependent conclusion. But if you justify killing by some form of deliberation and some form of justification from the way the world is, like making it us like some form of synthetic fact, then I would take it to be some form of like epistemic moral fact where I would make it stance independent, right?
I'm not entirely sure how that responds to what I just told you. Like, do you remember the issues that I laid out that I gave out for you?
I mean, if I remember it correctly, maybe it's my tracking, but like from what I've understood from you, you wanted to say that it doesn't necessarily have to fall under the category of like some form of stance independent domain when it comes to like moral facts, and you laid out the issue that there are gonna be like some beliefs that like reach stance dependent conclusions. I feel like I answered both.
Because you agree on an existential level, there are some beliefs in your epistemic domain that have stance dependent truth makers. And
Yeah, and I
so what I was telling you is that because of this existential, that means premise one isn't universal. And without a universal premise one, it would be an error to say that, okay, well, this subset must have this property from premise one, because you agree it's not universal.
no, I like drew a distinction when it comes to intuition because I don't think intuition can be a good justifier for a set thing. That's why I laid out that distinction. But what I
Yeah,
meant by like every single belief is because meaning that every single belief they can like reach a sense independent conclusion. I feel like I mean maybe I should have like typed it out,
well,
but
definitely you shouldn't have typed it out.
yeah,
It
if
just
I
looks
should have typed it
awful.
out, then that's my bad. Maybe like I can change it. But like what I meant is like every single belief that like once reached like a sense independent conclusion, meaning that
Here,
is
do
not
you want to take some
justified by
time and type out a
intuition.
new argument?
I mean, I can just like change, like if there are beliefs
And
that
You
are
can you
not
can edit. You can
justified by
copy paste
intuition.
it and just edit. Like, do you want to take
Yeah,
some time
like
to do
look,
that?
I mean, we can like that are not justified by intuition.
I mean, like at face value, this kind of just appears as ad hoc.
I mean, I made this like today, and I wanted to try it out.
That's fine.
Yeah, do you know a dude named Smoothie by any chance?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
he my he was my teacher once.
Okay.
You got scammed. Justified by intuition.
Also, I don't want to be like, just just substantive demon, but um, is it
No, you're
possible
good.
that you
You're
could?
good.
Is it possible that you could maybe provide like the inference rules if you're familiar with those? If not,
Oh
don't
yeah,
worry.
yeah, yeah. Modus ponens.
Okay.
Because if
So,
then they're like those are the conditions.
well, I see. Yeah, I see an if then, and then we have a conclusion. But you had premise three and then a conclusion. I'm just
Oh
curious
yeah,
on
where would
sort of
that
inference.
follow?
Like there
I
are a
mean, I
few
feel like
inference
that.
rules that use singular premises.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I was going like if P then Q, P therefore Q, and then I put R is a part of P. I don't know like what would that follow under. Wait.
Well, have you again, I'm not trying to be substance demon, but have you gone over like first order logic? First order logic? Because right now you're using a lot of like zeroth order logic for like minus opponents and stuff like that. But if you go over like first order logic, you'll be able to like express how premise three is like part of a set of something. You'll be able to talk about quantifiers like I was telling you about earlier. It would just make the argument go a lot smoother. But again, I can understand the argument. I'm not gonna like press you too hard, but I would recommend going over like first order logic now.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I should have thought of that. Yeah, that's my bad.
Yeah, no worries. But okay, this is the edited version. I'm going to read it out. So
Yeah.
premise one: if there are beliefs that are not justified by intuition, then then there are stance independent truth makers. Someone keeps typing there. Then there are stance independent truth makers about the beliefs. Just so we're clear, when you say about the beliefs, you're not talking about the entire set of the beliefs, right? You're just talking about the beliefs that are not justified by intuition, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What did I unfortunately just listen to?
Divinity, Divinity,
Argument, bro.
after Lucario, you're catching the spade. You're not. You're
Huh?
not slick.
Just,
You're
just,
not slick.
okay, I don't know why 2014 phase rug is like just stay focused. Premise two, there are beliefs that are not justified by intuition. Conclusion, there are stance independent truth makers about the beliefs that are not justified by intuition. No issues there. Premise three, moral beliefs are part of those beliefs. And I'm assuming those is in reference to the beliefs that are not justified by intuition. Conclusion, there are stance independent truth makers about moral beliefs, aka moral facts.
What
So
the
this
fuck?
argument goes, yeah, this argument goes through, but I'm, I just take it to be that there are certain moral intuitions. Like I'm sorry, hold on.
Yo, Divinity. I want to see that Shinra versus you debate. Like that is waited so long for, bro.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Also, can someone please send in chat the argument I just listened to?
Oh yeah, that's my
Sure.
argument. I made it yesterday. No, I made it today. Actually, I didn't even make it yesterday.
Check general divinity.
Oh, alright, can you send it in? Is it, you said it's in general?
Yeah.
It's in general, man. Best argument you're gonna see everywhere.
Hold on. Wait. If there are beliefs that are not justified by intuition, then there are stance independent truth makers about beliefs.
Wait. About
that
those
one?
beliefs. About those
What do you-
beliefs.
Okay.
It has no words of how fucking
that's
good.
just not that's just not true. But because look, there's a difference between a truth maker and a justifier, right? So
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
what's the not having intuition as a justifier doesn't really relate to what the truth maker for the belief is. Like you could presumably have a belief that is justified by intuition, and what makes it true is something else.
No. What I'm trying to get at is, do you take like truth maker to be something that makes the statement true?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so now truth makers. What I meant by stance independent truth makers is
I
stance
don't think
independent.
debate
Stance
right
independent.
go like a lot sooner, but I'll have to like come back later tonight when I get home.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you so much for having.
He's running.
But yeah, Divinity. What I was saying was, I think that beliefs that are not justified by intuition, like saying, for example, dogs are better than cats because of my intuition. I think those beliefs don't want to reach like a stance independent conclusion. They want to reach a stance dependent conclusion. So stance dependent truth makers wouldn't like revolve around them. But if I said something like God exists, or like you ought to believe God exists, I'm trying to reach a stance independent conclusion. Therefore, there must be a stance independent truth maker about that belief. Because if there's no ultimate meaning to the like sentence, that proposition, then I don't feel like that proposition wants to reach any conclusion. Therefore,
Um,
it doesn't have a meaning, right? So that's like the whole argument that I tried to lay it out.
Okay. I mean that doesn't have anything to do with justification though. So you could say something that like so there's if you go when you look in SCP and you look at truth maker stuff, there will be theories on like what exactly the truth maker for a proposition is. So for example, one idea of what a truth maker for the proposition would be is like the truth maker. What is a truth maker for the proposition would be whatever the proposition is expressing exists. So, for example, like if I said there's a dog in front of me, the
Yeah.
truth maker would be the existence of the thing that the sentence is referring to. So there being a dog in front of me. It's that fact which is the truth maker. So you can say like, well, if I say you ought to be such and such, if ought is referring to something external to me, then the truth maker would also be something external to me. You could say something like that.
Yeah, but that qualifies under what I was talking about. Like that qualifies under that domain that I was talking about. So, for example, when you talk about what I try to get here is like to get a clear correlation. Like, are you familiar with the CIG argument? Like, if they're epistemic, then they're moral facts.
I
Bless
know
you.
what and guilt is, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, compare. Yeah, if they're epistemic facts, then moral facts, right? So, epistemic facts, in like part of like normative facts try to reach some form of stance independent conclusion. And in those beliefs, there must be that stance independent truth maker that I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And when you talk about normative facts, if you don't take them to be stance dependent, which we can get into later, if you don't think that they want to reach like a stance dependent conclusion, then they're reaching stance independent conclusion. Now, if there is a truth maker about epistemic facts, or like sorry, normative facts, then there is for epistemic facts. And if you make a good correlation between them, I make a correlation because they like share the same norms, they share the same fundamental properties, and they also like do share the same norms, right? So I feel like that would be that form of correlation between them. Then if you apply these things to epistemic facts, I don't see a reason why you wouldn't apply this to moral facts, right? Because I don't think you can like say that moral facts are justified by intuition. I
So
think
what's not? Oh, hold on. It's not. Something's truth maker, and it's just like what justifies the belief are different. Like
yeah,
those two.
yeah, yeah.
Well, that's the problem. Like you're trying to say because I think the truth maker for the moral facts or the epistemic facts are stance independent. That's why you can't use intuition to justify. But intuition justifying has nothing to do with what the truth maker is.
No, I never disagree with that. If you want,
Correct.
yeah, like into like a justification thing, that's completely fine because I think justifies a moral belief.
Well,
I don't think
I'm
that.
saying that's in your. I'm just saying that's in your argument. Like
Yeah.
you're somehow relating intuition being justifying to stance independent truth makers, but that doesn't matter.
No, I think no. I'm making a distinction between beliefs that are justified by intuition and like some form of deliberation or like some form of a reasoning that is like not intuition. I made like a distinction there. But when you talk about those type of beliefs that want to reach like stance independent conclusion, I think moral beliefs are doing that. I don't think they're reaching like a stance dependent conclusion, right? Because their
Uh-huh.
justification would be like some form of it would I don't think it will be intuition. I think it will be some form of like deliberation and evidence like that points out to the way the world is, meaning that it wants to reach like the conclusion of it being like a synthetic fact. And I think that epistemic facts want to do that too. So that's like where I try to make a correlation. Now, what makes them true or like the truth maker that there is for moral beliefs, like something that would make that statement true would be like if I said killing is wrong, right? That wants to like I feel like that would there like a truth maker would probably be like the um actually I don't know. Wait, let me Google that shit.
Boo.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm looking at your argument, right? I'm looking at your arguments as if they're beliefs that are not justified by intuition, then those beliefs have stance independent truth makers. and that's just not true.
So I mean, if you want to make like some form of proposition, like saying, God exists, and you don't justify it by like intuition, you give like a good deliberation or reasoning, wouldn't you say that there is like something that makes the statement true? Like even if it's like the opposite view, like saying God
You're
doesn't
not understanding.
exist or like something like
You're not
that.
understanding. The justifier for a proposition is not the same thing as the truth maker, right? It does not follow that because the justifier is stance dependent, that the truth maker is stance independent. Like those two things don't contradict, right? Like it doesn't. There's not a necessary symmetry between the stance dependence or independence of a justifier and a truth maker.
Wait. So do you think that when I say, for example, moon exists, reasoning, empiricism, do you not think that there's going to be a truth maker for that said statement?
I think there's a truth maker for all propositions. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I never tried to make like a correlation between justification and truth maker. I don't think they're like the same thing.
You do.
There's
You say
clearly
if
like a relevant distinction, but I'm
you
saying that
say if that's your proposition. That's your premise one. You say if there are beliefs that are not justified by intuition, right? So talking
yeah.
about the justifier for intuitions, then
No,
those beliefs have stance independent truth makers. You're trying to relate what's true about the justifiers and then imply something about the truth makers. But that's just not true. There is no implication.
okay, so the implication here would be that like when you say, for example, if there's like a proposition that is not like justified by intuition, that said belief or like that said proposition wants to reach like a stance independent conclusion. But if you say belief wants to be justified by intuition, like saying dogs are better than cats, which is justified by the intuition, that wants to reach a stance dependent conclusion.
That's not
Now,
true.
where I'm making a correlate. Wait, how is that not true?
Watch. If I say there's a table in front of me, right? The truth maker for that proposition is the fact that there is a table in front of me, right? It's dependent on my stance.
Yeah.
That's independent of my stances. Okay. The
Yeah.
justification for that is my perception, which of course is a stance that you have in relationship to the world.
But wait. Then we have to get a touch on this. So, do you think that empiricism and intuition share the same fundamental property?
Of being what?
Like,
Of being
I mean,
mental
you
states?
said,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, then that's like that's a complete disagreement, right? Because
You
I think that
disagree that they're mental states?
yeah, no, I don't disagree like with the mental state thing. That's
Okay.
like I don't. I think that that's like a irrelevant correlation. But
That's the same
when I'm talking
fundamental
about,
property. I don't understand. Like,
well, I mean, sharing the same fundamental properties, like them being biconditional.
what do you mean by what? What are you
Like,
saying?
wait, we're
Why
not
are you
we're
introducing biconditionals? And the point is that they're
um
both mental states.
yeah. So what I mean by them sharing the same fundamental properties, that's the reason why they're biconditional. I wouldn't bring fundamental properties in the first place. What I meant by
Why are you saying they're biconditional? I don't understand.
wait. I don't think we're like. Let me maybe reintroduce my argument because maybe I wasn't clear. So when you say, for example, uh, table is in front of me, reason my empiricism,
Your
and you
perception.
say, for example, dogs are better than cats, reason my intuition. Do you not see like a distinction in those two claims?
There's a distinction, but again, the distinction in terms of it being stance independent. There's not a distinction there.
Then I disagree there because,
Do you think
for
perception
one,
is mind? Do you think perception is mind dependent?
no, I think it's like mind dependent, stance independent justifier, right?
What does it mean?
Like if we're
What is a stance?
stance like meaning mind in the case, yeah.
Yeah. So it stands dependent because it's mind dependent.
No, I'm
Okay.
saying that it's gonna be dependent on the mental state, as I'm saying, right? But it can be like a stance independent justifier because if we all say like like colloquially, like 7 billion people say moon exists, reason empiricism, you see how that can like be like a stance independent justifier, yet
You're
it is
sorry. No,
dependent on the stance.
Again, this is not no. Like I, you keep entertaining this example. Like you just have to think about the terms, the words you're using. If you say there's a difference between saying something is justified with my perception versus something is justified with my intuition, and that difference is that there stands one stands independent and one stands dependent. That's just wrong, because stands dependent by stance in mind, and perception is obviously mind dependent, and intuitions are also obviously mind dependent. So you can't draw that difference between them in that way.
I completely disagree because when you say like they're gonna be there's not gonna be like a relevant like distinction, say like if they're both gonna be like stance independent or stance dependent, like that's completely wrong because the reason why there are descriptive facts is because we've all agreed on like some form of like empiricism being the justification, like moon exists or like table is in
Like
front
you're
of me, or
not.
like when we
None of
make
this
these
is
statements.
objecting to anything I'm saying. Like you're not getting it. Like you agree with the terms I'm using, right?
I mean, mostly, yeah, yeah.
Right. So you know what you agree with what stance dependent means, and you agree with what perception is and what an intuition is. Like
Yeah,
so, the statement perception is mind dependent is analytically true.
yeah. I'm not disagreeing that it's gonna be analytically true.
All
That
right.
it's gonna be that like some form of empiricism is gonna be dependent. Like it's gonna be stance is gonna be
Dependent. Yeah.
some mind dependent. Not mind dependent, but like it's gonna be like a mental state. Like
That's
stance
what
is a mental
minds are.
state.
Minds are a collection of mental states. That's what they are.
Yeah, but like mental state, I wouldn't say that mental state equals stance dependent. I would say just like stance equals mental state in that sense, right? But I'm
No.
not saying just because
What is a stance? What is a stance?
mental state.
Right. So a mental state makes something stance dependent.
No, no, no. That's not like what I'm getting at. So where I'm trying to get at here is that something that is stance, just because something is bounded by the mental state doesn't necessarily have to mean
It's
that it
dependent on it.
cannot like be stance independent
It's
justifier.
dependent. There is no there. What are you? I honestly just think you're kind of confused about this issue. Like, given the definition of the terms, it's analytically true that perception is stance dependent.
No, I'm not disagreeing that the perception is
Right.
stance dependent, but because like it's like dependent on like my mental state or whatever. I'm not disagreeing
That's
that
what a stance is.
the
Yeah.
perception is gonna be. I'm not disagreeing that its perception is gonna be dependent on the mental state. Of course, I'm not disagreeing with that.
The perception.
But why can it not be like a stance independent justifier if we say that descriptive facts
You have to
like
understand
usually move.
all a stance independent justifier is something which is stance dependent and justifies, and also something that is stance independent justifier is something that is stance independent and justifies.
Then are you saying that empiricism cannot like be stance independent justifier at all?
I'm saying, given the way that you define stance, and given what perception is stance dependent, and it's a stance dependent justifier.
Stance So it cannot like justify a stance independent fact?
What? No, that
Huh?
doesn't. None of that follows.
Wait,
You're getting
so if
fucking
I say for
ETFR right now,
example,
man. How does it
if I say for example moon exists, reason my empiricism or my perception, you don't think I can justify like a stance independent fact via my empiricism?
No. Oh my god.
Then it can be a stance independent justifier.
You could holy fucking shit. You could justify a stance independent fact with a stance dependent justifier. I don't understand why this is so complicated.
Okay, then you agree with the argument because that's like the
No, I
whole
don't.
the whole
I'm literally
no.
I'm literally disagreeing with premise one.
You literally agree with the argument, Liam. You fucking idiot, Liam. You agree with the
I'm disagreeing with premise one.
Okay,
argument.
wait. Okay, if there are beliefs that are not justified by intuition, then there are sense independent truth makers about about those
That
beliefs.
does not. That's not. No, that does not fucking follow.
Okay, so we're going in circles. So
No, we're going in circles because you're not understanding what it. I mean, look, I don't want to be pedantic. Do you have an argument for premise one?
okay, the argument for premise one is gonna be that do I have to give like a formal argument or can it be
At
informal?
at this point, yes, bro.
Okay, so
It's
the
like,
argument is going to be that beliefs that are not justified by intuition want to reach a stance-independent conclusion. Beliefs that are justified by intuition want to reach stance-dependent conclusion. Therefore, for the beliefs that are not justified by intuition, if they want to reach stance-independent conclusion, then there must be a stance-independent truth about the belief. If beliefs that are justified by intuition want to reach stance-dependent conclusion, then there is not a stance-independent truth maker about the belief. Is that fine?
there wasn't. What's the inference rule of that argument?
It was informal.
I asked for a formal.
Oh, you asked for a formal. Okay, then
Yes.
give me a second.
Yeah, you're good.
By the way, thank you for wanting to debate me. That's a W.
Yeah, you're good.
See, Liam, you literally actually agree with the argument. You fucking idiot.
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Hey, I just want to know what's the truth maker for what's that one One Piece? Is that what it's called? What's the character in One Piece called? What's his name?
Lave, I think.
What?
What's the main character of One Piece? What's his name?
Luffy?
Did you just say
bro.
Lave?
Luffy, yeah,
Lave?
Luffy.
He's like,
What
Yeah,
the
what's-
fuck?
what's
you
the-
notice how that one.
What's
No,
the,
we're talking about One Piece.
I was gonna say
Oh,
you should have just brought up fictional cases. I think that we would have gotten somewhere a lot quicker, Liam. But you're too much of a fucking idiot to do.
I'm pedantic, it's fine.
I'd kill you on One Piece in verse, but okay.
Shenron doesn't even do One Piece in verse.
Shall we back down? That's crazy. Yeah, shut your bitch ass up, bro.
Shinra, why
I
is your
killed
name
the entire-
Shinra, why is your name Sunless? You're on like this
Because
what
that
the hell?
nigga
You
blocked
like
the other way.
reinvented your image.
No, it's cause I was reading this one book and it's
'cause
kind
you-
of crazy. So I changed the theme, but I might go back to the seal one when I get Nitro from
Okay.
my loyal slaves.
Okay, this is crazy.
I'm not buying Nitro. Who do you think I am?
Oh God, tell him Shenron. Tell one of your loyal slaves to buy me nacho too.
Who are you?
Hey, he added me, chat.
then wait, that was looking like a 7 out of 10 ego, because you know for a fact, like it's not even the fact that it was like the who are you that was bad. It's just the fact that like you know exactly who he is, and that was kind of bad.
Jesus, like what? He got me added.
What?
He added me.
I did you by accident because I
No,
felt that.
you didn't. I ain't even added you. You added me, and I had to add you back.
Okay, so we're lying. Okay, got it.
Yeah, and Shinner, you're never getting that Divinity debate, by the way.
Where did? Okay, don't piss me off.
We were already a budget.
Where did this guy go? Like I look in VC, I see the name Divinity. I think it's okay.
Yo,
Piss me off, bro.
Eccles standing shit. Like what the fuck? Niggas start chuckling. Hey,
That
Mr.
nigga
Patrick.
thought he was gonna get a debate.
Yo, he
Yo, Patrick, let's debate Naruto vs Sasuke. Yo, I do that for one world. Let me pay him.
Hey, Sharon. Every time Sharon talks, everybody leaves or deaf. It's like you killing the VC nigga. You need to chill.
Nobody knows who you are, but okay.
Nobody knows who I am, but every time I talk, no one leaves. But when you speak, like no one pays attention to you.
Speaking of which, why is Free the Goat debating Divinity?
Because he has time free to go to not you. Like lock in, bruh.
Okay. Anyways, I'm going to finish doing these dishes, and hopefully the actual Divinity is back on by the time I'm done.
Wait, where did Liam just go? What the fuck?
I sound like I was set 8 and everything, and you sound like your mom's.
Where did Liam go?
You scared him away when you dodged my Naruto inverse debate. Like
I'm not debating a fucking fictional character thing. I'm not doing this shit.
So wait, it sounds like a dodge. Like
Yes,
I
yes,
don't
I'm
know.
running and I'm dodging and I'm shitting my pants, screaming because I'm not doing that. I'm not debating that shit. Absolutely not.
Look, don't worry. Like I'll send you this philosophy paper about how to debate an orator.
Have you read it yet?
Yeah, I have.
What's the title of it?
It's something called Fiction Debating for the Inept, titled by Hood Divinity, I think.
Anyway.
It's on Phil Papers. You can search it up.
Okay.
I have high credence. You're illiterate.
What is the word? What does the word credence mean?
I'm just reading what I said. Do people wake
What is
up?
the word? What is the word? What does the word credence mean? You just used it. What's the word credence mean?
I don't know. I'm illiterate.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a little right.
Okay, but I don't know how he just heard me and then immediately started hating on me. Like we have
What?
Divinity.
What? You
We
got an
have
adorable accent. That's why I mocked you.
we have not you. Like this metal illusion guy. He just heard my voice and decided that he wants to make it his mission to hate on me.
That
No, you
seems
sound like a
honest.
fucking-
That seems kind of fair. I'm not gonna lie, man.
How would I confirm it? Just because okay. My bad. I refuse to define credence to Patrick.
How do you got haters inside of
Wait,
Lucario? Bro?
wait. You know
No, you
this
didn't. You didn't refuse. Wait, let's go back a sec. You didn't refuse to, right? You actually, you said, okay, I will, and then you said, actually, I don't know. You have a virtue, and that's called honesty.
Did you see what he was saying in chat? He said I'm illiterate. The point was to go with the joke. Look, now that I've explained the joke, it doesn't work anymore. Okay.
I like this meta illusion guy a lot, actually. Can you add me meta illusion? Because I can't friend request you for some reason.
Is that actually him in his PFP? He might be 40.
Are you serious right now?
How does it feel to get fucked by a 40-year-old?
What?
Yep.
I'm 16, so
Wow, so it's even more devastating. Holy shit.
not particularly great. Philosopher Keith Frankish. Now, how in the world is I supposed to recognize him by face? He looks like Lucario, kind of.
You are a fucking troll.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
You're going to fail all your A levels. Hopefully, you've made some money off of being on the app as long as you have, Mr. Meta Illusion.
Oh, he talking to you crazy. I'll never let someone talk to me like crazy like that. That's my opinion. And I put that on the guy.
Okay.
We did not hear that hood shit, nigga. Fuck.
No, Meta Illusion, I actually make money from and uploading it on YouTube. I don't even debate.
Show a bang right now. Show a bang right
now. No,
hey, if you got big boy money, buy me some nitro, nigga. Fuck, time up.
Who the fuck are you?
When you start asking people for
my year nitro.
Wait, but it's like it doesn't matter how much money I've made. You've probably been on the app for more than 7 hours a day, and you've made $0. So like anyone who's made any amount of money off the app has infinitely better reason for being here than you. Like, what in the world?
Sure. Name what money you made from Discord debate now. Wait.
Not Discord debating, just like being on Discord in general. Like when I debated single, I got paid for that specifically.
They gave you $10 don't count, buddy. I was
so
10
Discord.
What?
It was $10, wasn't it?
That nigga say you definitely stink. I don't know.
I don't know. Like, who is this guy? Can he speak in VC?
That's my alt, boy.
What the fuck is
Wait.
this?
Yo, I'm back. Where's Divinity at? What the fuck?
Meta Illusion.
He said
Meta
you were
Illusion,
low
can you
tier.
post? Yeah, Meta Illusion, can you post your screen time for Discord, please?
Free to go. He said you suck and he left.
Oh no. I mean, he at least debated me, so that's fine.
Wait, what's the inference rule?
This modus totems.
Modus ponens.
Okay, yeah, I was even about to read all of that.
I'm not sure. Are you admitting to conceding? Oh no, he actually did you great.
Yo, Shinra, bro, why don't you fuck with me, bro? What did I do?
Me, please. Anyways, Patrick, can you read all of that and tell me if it's valid or not, please?
I'm just formalizing it quickly. 1 second.
Nah,
Wait, then
Shinra, you're not going
Nah,
down that.
you and your
You're
argument
not down
formalizes crazy.
I know.
I'm not
Yeah.
like the reason
Damn
he
if I
hates me.
do. Damned
Okay,
if I don't.
stop doing that. But the reason Meta Illusion hates me might be because he's
Cause you
racist.
big.
It might not even be because
Fat.
it might not even be because I said something stupid. It's probably because he's racist.
What? No, it's because your fatness blocks your heart. Makes you
No,
stop breathing for a couple seconds. Then you start breathing again after hyperventilating and shit.
I'm more physically fit. Okay,
That nigga name is sunless because he blocked the sun. Fat ass nigga.
he's racist to mouth breathing illiterate. Okay. Look,
Bro, this always happens. Every single time I debate
I'm not gonna
Divinity,
lie, he
he
killed you. I
leaves.
ain't gonna lie. Yo, Shinry, low key, leave that man alone.
yeah.
Leave that
Yo.
man alone, bro. He started killing you.
I'm confused. Wait,
Yo.
what does it mean that the argument wants to reach a stance independent conclusion in P1? I don't know what that means.
Right. I
It
don't know
means
why I
that
did
you
this guy.
no, I'm playing.
You took my mic and you said I was a mouth breathing nigger. Like, what's going on?
Nah, he
Yo,
killed.
Shinra,
Nah.
shut your goofy ass up. Go on mute,
Because
bro.
there,
Go on mute.
there's
Go on mute,
no
bro.
there's okay.
Who is
Let
played
me
by Frida
formalize and
Coach?
explain the issue. I'll formalize it and then explain the issue in a second. 1 second, guys.
He's gonna formalize the argument for you and explain why the form like that shit bad, bro. Like
Because
really
I
bad.
think that people need to just know why something is wrong if it is
Yeah,
wrong.
get to formalizing, boy.
Okay.
Shinra, mute, bro. Just please mute. I don't want to hear you speak, bro.
Sure.
Shut your goofy ass up, please, gang. Like,
Wait a second. Okay.
That nigga called you goofy and gang in the same sentence,
What's
my
it
nigga.
called? That was when I didn't read anything. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay.
yeah, good boy.
I'm not talking to you, but
Yeah,
I
good boy.
don't
Just
think that
apologize, bitch.
Actual
Yeah.
Infinites,
Good boy. Good boy.
but
Good
I don't
boy.
think actual infinites entail a logical contradiction anymore. But I also don't really care about the topic either. You don't read anything now, you fool.
You fool is
Yo,
that nigga said that.
he's so mad. Like, what did I
Okay.
do?
So before anything, can someone else in the species just let me know if that's right? I just want to get a second opinion.
Get this the fuck out my man.
Just want to make sure that's right before I explain if it's wrong.
But somebody murdered him. He talking about you didn't even like this shit is just
Yeah,
making
so
more
Patrick, premise one's not gonna follow premise two.
That's not okay. I'm asking if it's formalized properly. Is what I'm asking.
Yeah, wait. You don't
Nah,
think
I'm
the
just kidding. I don't
implication?
know.
You don't
Yeah.
think the implication from what ICE is saying is that if premise one doesn't follow from premise two, then
Oh
it's
my
invalid?
god, bro! Please stop talking.
Shut your bitch ass up with your
Should
fat
No,
be
ass.
he's talking about
Please,
if it.
please go
He's
mute.
saying if
Shinra,
it.
please
He's
go
saying
mute.
if it's
Shinra, go on mute.
because
Nobody wants to
the
hear you
thing
speak,
is,
bro.
look, there's
Like,
no
Like you
there's
tried to undress as a man and it made it look more. Shut your fat ass up talking to me, bitch. Let's go for physique. Whoever's talking to me.
What?
oh, you're not winning that against me, bro. You're not
Now
winning.
there might be an issue there, Patrick. What
Your
inference
head is
we're using
large.
from premise one and two?
No, wait. How are you going to first mock me for not reading? Then when you realize that I do read, you mock me for who I'm reading. Like, okay, man. Like, I'm so sorry. Do you want me to just not do anything at all? Like, I'm confused.
Can somebody tell me what this nigger talking about?
On, bro, like, Shinra, please go on mute, gang. Nobody
Dude,
wants to hear you speak.
nobody.
Please go on mute.
Why are you talking to me? Like, it's really embarrassing, especially when you're known for being laughed at, not laughed with. But just
Motherfucker,
not you. People
go
came
on
to
mute.
this VC to
Motherfucker,
listen to
like,
you
you're
get beat
begging
up. They
Divinity to
didn't.
debate you for
They
like
didn't
3 months. I
conjoin
did
the
it in one
VC.
day.
They didn't
Please
join
go
the
on
VC
mute. Please
to
go on mute.
listen to you say
I'm
anything.
more important than you.
I
Like, you
do
begged
understand
Divinity for
that.
3 months
But
to debate you. I
also,
did it in one day. One
wait.
day. Go on mute.
Damn! Free to
Go
go is
on
like
mute.
that.
Give me a second. Do you want me to post the
You are
DMs?
not important, gang. Like, go on
Wait.
mute.
So, can you explain to me why in over
Yeah,
3 months
Patrick, the argument's not
you
valid.
haven't gotten a reply? Like, what's going on?
not what I'm asking.
Sweatpants. I don't wear no sweatpants.
And the arguments are also not formally formalized.
Okay. Well, if it's not formally put together, could you do it for me then? Because I'm just trying to.
My species don't specialize in this, so no.
Okay.
This motherfucker Shinra. Yeah, go on mute, boy. Yeah, you see how
You might have to
he's a
fix
good
premise
boy?
3 then.
Yeah.
Premise 3 to 4.
Because I just don't see how the final conclusion as to how beliefs not being justified by intuition have a stance of truth makers is going to be logically entailed by any of the premises. Because even if you do accept, here, let me actually just point out, even if you accept, for example, premise 3, it doesn't establish that beliefs justified by something other than intuition necessarily, quote unquote, want to reach stance independent.
Yeah, let me save the recording because this dude is not coming back.